everyone cannot become a life coach. I know this is counterintuitive to everything that you're hearing on the internet, because they are telling you that anybody can become a coach because they want to sell a certification with that. But I'll say that not everyone has the capability, patience, and perseverance to become a life coach. So when I started with this profession and I took the certification, which was ICF recognized, I was like, what is the history of this profession? Why did it even start? What is the need of a life coach as such? So I dig deep into it, and there is not so much of literature about this. So I did my own research to find these things out, and I found out something, that this word coach comes from the field of sports. And in sports, you want the team who's playing or the person who's playing to perform at their best. So the relationship between a coach and a coachee actually comes from the place of sports, where the coach is trying to enhance the performance of the person or the team and all of that. And then they took that concept from the sports field and took it to the corporate organizations, where the senior leaders, where the board of directors were being coached by people who were experts in psychology, who were experts in other different organizational sciences, business administration. So expertise were very, very different, but there were people who would become the coaches for the organization. And slowly, this came to even the common man today, that if you wish to enhance your leadership in leadership coaching and your life in life coaching, then you can go to a professional who is called a life coach. So what is the role of the life coach? Is that they help you achieve your personal or professional goals depending on whatever niche they are functioning in. So this is the history of where coaching is coming from. Now you see, the people who are coaching in sports, they have their own expertise in practicing that sport, or they are trained in some way. So they are very well versed with the nuances of that sport. For example, if I'm working out in the gym, and if there is a trainer, a gym trainer, or a exercising coach who is just okay, average kind of. So this person would be like, yeah, this is how you do it, and then the person will move around and all of that. But when it is a good coach, a person who cares about the nuances, they're so observant that they might be in the another corner of the gym, and they'll just point it out that, hey, you are doing this wrong and you can improve this so that your form and your effectiveness will improve. So that is literally the role of coach, and we can take that from the gym to our real life, that we do life in so many ways, and a coach can help you optimize it in a way which is more effective, which is more enhancing in your own experience. And to do this, there are mindset based, psychology based, cognitive ability based, neuroscience based, NLP based, mindfulness based, so many tools that are available to you if you want to become a life coach. So what happens, that these very light nuances, so when I am in a coaching session, if somebody is speaking to me, then the tone of their voice, where did the tone of their voice change, right? What are the words that they are emphasizing on? For example, if somebody comes to me for productivity, then they may talk about discipline and consistency, and each word does not mean the same thing. This is what we even learn in NLP, that every word means different things to different people. Consistency for me or discipline for me could mean different. Discipline for somebody could mean getting up at 4:30 or 5:30 in the morning. Discipline for me could be being prepared before you go for any session or go for any kind of training. So it means different things to different people. So to understand these nuances and to learn, it takes a lot of time, and often these things are not told or talked about when somebody is trying to sell you a certification. So only when you are actually very curious about it and you're ready to put in the work that it takes, because see, it cannot be a 1 month or a 2 month journey, right? So even my certification was over in 2 months, but the process of becoming a good coach is still going on. So it is a continuous process where, you're observing yourself, you are improving in the ways that you can. For example, when I started to coach, I noticed that I was more of like, a speaking kind of a person. I was a talker more than a listener. I was not a good listener when I started. And I understood that I'm not a good listener and my attention goes here and there. So what I started to do in the initial sessions is that I would write in my notepad so that I can be attentive. And then one day I was reflecting on my sessions, and I said that if I'm writing what the person is saying or trying to make up a question in my mind, I'm not 100% present. And that's when I stopped writing. That's when I learned to take even a pause before I frame a question so that I can be 100% present a lot of times. So those things, like for example, we say that in coaching, you are a non-judgmental person towards the other person. And we often, we have our own belief systems at place. So that judgment can come up, there could be an urge to give an advice. So whenever that came up, I used to note it down, what is it around, and then try to, work on those judgments or do my own inner work. So if you have your, you can coach yourself, or if you have a mentor or a supervisor, you can go and tell them that, hey, this is where, I feel an urge to give an advice. So that place is an exploration place, where you feel like you want to give an advice. So all of these are very small nuances of coaching. So this skill of how do you deeply listen so that you can really mirror the person during a coaching session is something that takes a lot of time, because these are big changes that are happening in your own mind, when you become a coach. And that takes quite a time. Like you see how building a good body takes some time in the gym. So it's the same with coaching as well. So that is why whenever somebody is trying to, sell you this idea that anybody can become a coach, so you can also become a coach, then that is a problematic idea, because the question to ask is not to others. To everyone who asks me that, by what time will I be able to have this much amount of money into my bank account? I'm not saying you can't have. There's a lot of, this is financially a good field, consulting, coaching, training. But if you come with wrong expectation, you will be out of this field without any money. So you hence need to understand the nuances of it, and hence you need the correct guidance, and you'll have to learn all of this while you are, practicing your coaching. So I'm not asking you to stop your coaching or don't become a coach. I'm just asking you to come with right kind of expectations in your mind about the profession of life coaching. So this is a place where you can really make a lot of difference to people's life, by holding that space for them, by helping them improve their effectiveness. A lot of things can happen, but they can happen only when you are ready to put in that effort. So a lot of times, because it's a profession where you have control over your time and you have this freedom to do things, all of those things are there. Sometimes that can become a very catchy golden opportunity, and people can take impulsive decisions like just quitting their job and jumping into this field. And then out of desperation, some business coach will tell you that this is our package, you will earn at least these lakhs in this much amount of time, and all of those things. I'm not saying none of that happens, but taking your own sweet time to immerse into the practice of coaching, you'll love this profession, you'll fall in love with it, and you'll learn a lot about your own self, you'll learn a lot about humans, you will fall in love with life again if you come with the right expectations. So thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of videos for you guys.